Most organizations are not ready for business intelligence. Not right now, not next week, and probably not anytime soon. You might be wondering why that is, and it all comes down to the strength of internal resources. It's about how effectively your people can use the existing tools and processes. If your team isn't optimized, if your processes are outdated or inefficient, then you're not ready for business intelligence. Let's take a moment to unpack this. It's fair to say that most companies struggle with key elements necessary for successful business intelligence adoption. We're talking about process mastery, data accessibility, engaged staff, and crucially, the leadership support that propels these initiatives. Too often, we find ourselves stuck in a rut, doing things the way we've always done them, month after month, year after year. It's a bleak assessment, but here's the silver lining. The factors that can change your course are entirely within your control. Your team has the potential to identify the deficiencies and improve them, paving the way for operational excellence. First, let's clarify what we mean when we talk about a business intelligence tool. A tool like Power BI is software that provides end users with interactive and dynamic visualizations, data summarizations, and automated data import and calculations. It sounds fantastic, doesn't it? But here's the kicker. Making the leap to a better tool requires a coordinated, multi-pronged approach. You need to work on your people, your processes, and your existing tools to maximize their functionality and capabilities. You should only make that jump when you've fully exhausted your current resources and can't squeeze any more value from them. Now, let's talk about automation. It's tempting to think that automation is the magic bullet that will solve all your problems. But let's be clear, automation is not a fail-proof solution. There are significant pitfalls to be aware of. As Uncle Ben famously said in the Spider-Man movie, with great power comes great responsibility. When we try to improve a business process, automation can feel like the easiest route. It's true that automated processes can be faster and yield better, more consistent outputs because they eliminate human error. But here's the catch. Automation does exactly what we tell it to do. If we automate an error, we're just going to produce more inaccurate results at a faster rate. Instead of eliminating waste, we'll have a tool that can generate garbage even quicker. The challenge for business process owners is to resist the temptation of quick wins and ensure that we build a complete reporting system that lasts. Business intelligence is a journey, not a destination. It's a team sport. The key is to understand, optimize, and then automate as the final step. Remember the DMAIC circle of continuous improvement. Define, measure, analyze, improve, control. This framework is essential to ensuring that the process can repeat itself effectively. If we jump straight into a business intelligence tool without laying the groundwork, it becomes difficult to determine whether the results we're seeing are genuinely accurate. Distinguishing between almost right and precisely right becomes nearly impossible without a solid reference point. As data models grow increasingly complex, this challenge intensifies. This is where pairing Excel with BI tools comes into play. Excel can act as a check and balance, helping to build the trust that is critical for sustaining momentum. Now, let's talk about Excel. Yes, I said it. Excel. Take a moment to wince, groan, or even stomp your feet if you need to. But hear me out. Excel is the core groundwork of business intelligence. It's a proven tool that lets business users build and assess processes in a way that meets their needs. There's a ton of functionality and flexibility in Excel. People know it, they understand how to use it, and they can build trust in it. They can see the data inputs, the transformations, and the summarizations. To prepare for your journey into business intelligence, you need to design a logic-based Excel process that is accurate, complete, and structured. Bonus points if you document every step with screenshots and notes so that anyone on your team can replicate the results. Create a system that builds the most efficient and accurate processes using the tools you currently have. Collaborate with your peers, review each other's work, share best practices, and exchange knowledge. Only when your processes are fully optimized in Excel should you consider moving on to a more advanced tool. A common framework for a solid Excel process might look like this: one sheet for data input, one for data transformation and calculations, and one for summarization. Simple, right? But there comes a point where you'll want to incorporate more data, gain more flexibility, and layer different data sets together. Using the tools at your disposal to deliver increased performance proves your motivation, creativity, and competence, qualities that warrant investment from your organization. Now, let's pivot to the people aspect. To utilize a business intelligence tool effectively, you need to have a firm grip on your processes and model your calculations in Excel. The only way to succeed in either avenue is to train, inspire, and unleash the potential of your people. Start by assessing the current skill level of your team in Excel and develop a plan for improvement. But don't just throw everyone into a room for a day of lectures. That's not training. Training should be about finding unique delivery methods that provide resources and knowledge, helping your people apply new techniques to solve existing pain points. It's about encouraging new ways of thinking to tackle old problems. Some effective ideas for training include implementing a collaborative build, test, and review workflow to create the most effective workbook models. Document your processes, track the time it takes to complete them in the early stages, and celebrate the improvements. Incorporate peer reviews, encourage knowledge-sharing sessions, and reward those who exhibit the desired behaviors. Motivate your staff by emphasizing the benefits of improvement. More time and energy to engage in the rewarding, human-like work of analysis rather than tedious computation. Often, staff feel overwhelmed, just trying to keep their heads above water while maintaining the status quo. Communicating that improvement is a win-win will drive engagement and motivation. After maximizing your current processes in Excel, assign your team to delve deeper into the systems that generate the process inputs. From data collection to system input, business logic, calculation methodology, and summarization. There are several principles that indicate a good process and highlight a bad one. So, what are the signs of a deficient process? For starters, processes that aren't trusted. Processes that aren't documented, where tribal knowledge reigns supreme. Processes that lack structured and consistent logic. Data that isn't accurate, complete, or timely. Reports that aren't used by the business. Data that comes from unstructured sources like conversations, emails, or estimates. And perhaps most importantly, when few people can articulate the process and the reasoning behind it. Addressing these points will yield the most significant benefits for your organization, but it will also take time and effort. You'll likely need project and leadership support to move forward, but investing political capital in this endeavor is invaluable. Your team will need to evaluate each process and ask, why? Or why not? If it's broken, fix it. As you learn, share, and collaborate, you'll need to lay the groundwork for better processes. You may have to build or enhance data warehouses, map out interconnected processes, and even rebuild calculations from scratch. This is no small task, but the rewards are worth it. So, how do you know when you've mastered your processes? You'll know you're on the right track when your data and analysis are trusted for decision-making. When the results align with both your team's expectations and common sense checks. When the outcomes resonate with leadership's intuition. Remember, it's people, processes, and then tools. That's the best way to move forward. Now, let's tackle the big question. How long will the business intelligence journey take? The answer is, it depends. It depends on whether your team is fully fluent in Excel, whether you have robust processes generating clean, structured data, and the level of trust the organization has in those processes. Only when your current systems are maximized and you've demonstrated your business acumen by fully understanding and optimizing your processes will you be ready to move on to business intelligence. So before you dive headfirst into the world of business intelligence, take a step back. Assess where you are, where you want to go, and what it will take to get there. The journey may be long, but the destination is worth it. Your organization has the potential to harness the power of data, but it starts with the fundamentals. Get your people, processes, and tools in order, and then you'll be ready to embrace business intelligence.